I had one of the biggest shifts happen so unexpectedly. It's something I've hoped for decades, and it just happened. And I'm still just like, I still feel in disbelief sometimes. But it had to do with my relationship with my out-of-town sister, which had been, kind of in a state of, I don't know, not in a coherent state for many decades. And we were so close when we were little, and circumstances, we drifted way apart. And I had, tried even over the last 15 years, many a time to kind of be with it in a different way and reach out to her, and it just wasn't it was met with resistance. And I've talked to you about it so many times, Lisa, and I still went to my imagination many times and literally felt the relationship that we had when we were little. But I kept getting the reflection back to me wasn't confirming that, and so I continued to judge. And basically, long story short, my sister's son was in a very precarious situation, so she came into town because he lives here and he was considering taking his life. And she stayed with me, and everything shifted. I suppose she was vulnerable, but she allowed me to be a sister. She opened herself up, and so did I. And we just became, like you said, intimate with one another again. And she was saying, I don't tell you I love you enough. She hasn't said that to me for so long. She was reaching out to me for hugs, and we just kind of cried together, and it was just beautiful and so unexpected.
And may I share something with you, Julie?
Sure.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us, because you didn't need to. But I want to share something with you. What brought this transition to culmination?
Total chaos.
Thank you. Total chaos. The potential of a family member ending their life, and in the, not desperation, but the release and the vulnerability and the emotionality, because that was not, I know there were a few moments of perhaps strategizing as to where he should go or whatever, but mostly, what was it all about? Being there, saying nothing, and being in love. Could you imagine if we did this for ourselves? That's what you remind us of, which is that the challenge of this story is that your nephew, in the chaos, that's chaos,
Oh, yeah.
gave you and your sister the opportunity to move into, and I understand what you're saying, which is you've been for decades perhaps envisioning, imagining, and the reflection wasn't showing. And I hope that what you can understand is that wasn't you doing it wrong. And it wasn't a waste of time. It was you preparing the physical holographic, but the physical body, the opportunity to embody and sustain this kind of love. Does that